The mum of one of the very first children to receive the weight loss jab privately in this country says she's so relieved and so happy she's finally got her daughter back. She said her 13-year-old is now full of confidence after having been bullied for weighing in at 11.5 stone. And she wrote in the Mail that the jabs have worked for her daughter, where traditional dieting has simply failed her, and that the girl's lost 3 stone since Christmas. Her daughter was treated at the UK's first private weight loss clinic, approved by the Quality Care Commission to give adolescents Wegovy. Some jabs have also been prescribed to a small number of under-18s in controlled NHS settings, although their use is still not officially regulated. The EU's medicine watchdog, however, has approved jabs for obese children aged 12 and over. So do you think they are a wonderful solution to childhood obesity? Or do you think not at all? We should be promoting body positivity, just love yourself the way you are, or we should promoting eat healthily, eat less and move more. Maybe you think it's that kind of a thing. Let's start with you, Marvyn. What do you feel about this?
I'm really saddened by it. The idea that children are taking this type of jab to suppress their appetite so they can lose weight is really, really sad. I feel like up until you're 16, that's a really good time for you just to develop as to who you are. And then that includes your character and in terms of what you look like. I think unless it's an extreme health risk, I feel like this is just bad management of a child's development, and as well as the things that they're around or exposed to. And yes, bullying is very, very important, but I also think, you know, self-determined of getting yourself out of that situation with your own hard grit is a big part of that growth that you need from an experience like bullying. So I'm sad. I'm really sad about it.
You're sad. I wonder, Emily, how you'd feel if it were your child. Wouldn't you think, gosh, my child is only 13, has been wrestling with weight, is being bullied, so gosh, this is a way out for her?
Yeah, I mean, I read the story this morning and I really felt for the mum and the daughter who haven't been identified, because I think the mum was worried that if they did pictures...
Safeguarding is important.
And her daughter had already been bullied at school for being obese and overweight. And I think what happened in this instance, the girl then started self-harming. And I think all of us are here are parents, and I'm sure grandparents and parents watching, you know, there's that truism, isn't there, that you're only as happy as your most unhappy child. Yeah. All of us as parents want to do the very best for your child, and I think if your child is self-harming, then it's the most horrendous thing that can, I think, happen to you. One of the most horrendous things that can happen as a parent. So in this instance, I fully supported actually the mum, and I absolutely hear what you say, Marvyn. But I think it's been vetted by the Quality Care Commission, this particular private clinic.
I'll tell you what, we're going to go to a doctor who's going to explain it, and then we'll come to you, Sam, and see what you want to say about this. Dr. Dean Eggett joins me. Doctor, thank you so much for being here today with us. How safe is it, do we know, to give this weight loss jab to children?
Hi, Vanessa. Actually, we don't really know. So many of the studies on weight loss injections have been done in adults, so those over 18 years of age, and we don't have a licence here in the UK for weight loss injections to be used in anybody under the age of 18, and especially under the age of 12. So actually here in the UK, the injections are used, but we call it off licence, meaning it wasn't really designed for that, it's not tested for that, but it is used understanding that there's going to be side effects, and we don't really understand those side effects. So in specialist clinics from 12 years to 18, we'll use those jabs, but actually we don't know what the future holds for those kids. We know in adults, for example, that the injection is associated with all sorts of problems, including muscle loss, which can cause problems for older adults. But what does that actually do for kids? So in all honesty, we don't know the answer yet. There are studies ongoing, but we don't have those answers.
So that makes me feel as if, Doctor, you have reservations about this, that if this mum had come to see you and said, my 13-year-old weighs 11.5 stone, is being bullied, is now self-harming, is very unhappy, you might not necessarily have said, well, here's a prescription for Wegovy or Ozempic.
Yeah, absolutely, Vanessa. Just to point out that we GPs can't prescribe to this age group. So for people who are under 18 years of age, who have obesity, who have overweight and need help, it would be a specialist service that's available to them. But I'm going to flip this on its head a little bit, if that's okay, because we talked about this young child who we all come in different shapes and sizes. Good for her. As long as she's living her life and enjoying it, that's fine. And then she's being bullied. And instead of tackling the bullies, we give her an injection to fit in and conform with society. I have big issues with that. So as a GP, actually, what I would have been doing was writing to the school and saying to the school, what are we doing to protect this child? What are we doing to help mum? What are we doing to make sure that she can live her life to the full without society giving her a hard time for being who she is? I wouldn't have gone down the injection route.
But might you as a doctor have thought, now this little girl is 13, weighs 11.5 stone. Obviously, we don't know how tall or short she is, but we assume that she was overweight because she's lost 3 stone on the jabs. Would you not have also thought this child is storing up an absolute kind of welter of potential problems for the future, weighing 11.5 stone at 13?
Yes, of course. As a typical medical doctor and GP, what I first see when the patient walks into the room is somebody who's either well or unwell. And I think, okay, so this young person has excess weight. This is going to cause problems with their heart later, their brain later, cause problems with their joints. But I then pull myself back and think, actually, are you okay? My question to the patient is, are you okay? Are you happy with who you are? Do you understand what this means for you here and now? And do you understand what this means for you into the future? And a 13-year-old may be able to have that conversation. So when I've had that chat, I'm then going to say, do you need us to do anything about this? Are you happy the way you are, or do you want me to help you to change? And if you want help changing, let's talk about what that looks like. So I'll have that on a one-to-one conversation, but also my job as a GP is to have that conversation with societies, to engage with people, to say, actually, how can we help society make it better for this person? It's not just individual responsibility. There's a societal responsibility here too, which is incredibly important.
Dr. Dean, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. I want to go straight to a call, Sam, then I'll come to you. Sarah's in Surrey on the line. What do you feel about this, Sarah?
Good morning. If I could get my point across first, and then I'm happy to answer any questions. As a generalisation, no. And the same thing with adults. Yes, I do appreciate that sometimes there are certain medical conditions that will affect a person's weight. But if it's just used as a quick fix, then no. As the doctor said, we don't know. We know certain ramifications of adults. We don't know how that affects the child. I also don't subscribe to people saying, well, it's because, fresh food is more expensive than, processed burgers. Actually, no, it's not. And you also get the argument, well, working parents don't have time. I don't subscribe to that either. I was a single parent. I worked full-time, 6 days a week. What my child had was food cooked from scratch, which was cheaper for me, and also exercise.
Sarah, thank you very much indeed. I think that I've spoken many times, and in fact, I know people who have children. They feed all their children exactly the same. They feed one child some kind of food, another child other food, and some children are slim naturally and genetically, and they're just lithe, and they're, and some children just gain weight, and lots of them gain weight as they approach puberty or as they go into puberty. And for some children, it kind of must feel out of control. Let's start with Sam. What do you think?
I mean, I feel nothing but sympathy and empathy for this woman and, her poor child. What a terrible situation. But the wider question of the legacy of that, just giving a simple solution when what a child and any healthy human being needs is movement and good food and a lifetime of exercise, the improvement for her heart, the improvement for her health, for her self-image, all of these things. The jab does not solve any of those long-term problems. So it could cause her personal problems in the future, as the doctor said, and it causes that problem of her not having that healthy lifestyle. I hope she has a more healthy lifestyle now. I feel bad for her, but I don't think we should be putting jabs on kids.
But if she's able to go from 11.5 stone to 8 stone, and then suddenly she has, because I think the mum talked about, we bought her a bike and we tried to get her to do this or that, netball and stuff. She didn't want to do it. She just wanted to sit in her bedroom all the whole time. And we've all dealt with, almost between kids, teenagers.
And also so many women and some men who feel so self-conscious about their bodies, they don't even want to go to the gym. But they don't want the foot to take the first step. This could make a difference.
And if it enables people to start exercising, get in the gym for that kids to start doing PE at school, for instance, isn't it a good thing?
I think that is a great thing, but the question I ask is, why did she get to that stage in the first place? I personally, if my little one was at that weight, I would be asking myself serious questions about what had happened with the food that they've been eating, the exercise they had or hadn't been doing. And maybe there are medical situations I have no clue about, but I would like her to have a lifetime of healthy living. Let's hope this is the beginning of that.
Let's go to the calls because they are flowing in. Let's go to Debbie in Leicestershire. Debbie, what do you think about this? Thanks so much for getting in touch.
Well, I agree with the previous caller, and I totally agree with what she said about the children being on the jabs. First of all, the jabs are not good for anybody, never mind the children. It's just there. You don't know what inside those jabs are. So once you come up, how are you going to manage it? You're going to go back, put your weight back on, you're going to gain it.
All right, Debbie,
So
I'm going to pause you there because we're in this luxurious position of having an actual doctor on the line. So rather than just let you say these jabs are not good for anyone, as if that is just a fact, let me run it past the doctor. Dr. Dean, is it a fact, or actually are these jabs fantastic, like manna from heaven for certain people who've been wrestling with their weight for decades?
Actually, I would say that they are brilliant for some people.
You see, Debbie?
Some of these jabs we use in type 2 diabetes. So I'm going to give you a typical example. So when we come to weight, and putting type 2 diabetes aside, if somebody has a problem, for example, with their hips and their knees, and they can't mobilize, and therefore they struggle to get to the gym, they struggle to go out, they struggle to engage with their family or friends, they then start to struggle with their mental health and depression and become quite landlocked in their own home. Imagine giving them the injection then that helps them lose that weight, that allows them to get back on their knees, get back on their hips, go out, walk and socialise and meet people, improve their mental health. And then they stop taking the jab because they've achieved what they needed to achieve. It's not necessarily a lifelong need of injections. It can be that boost that really transforms somebody from being essentially giving up on life to re-engaging with life. So yes, in some cases, it's absolutely transformational and brilliant.
Doctor, thank you. Debbie, I don't know if you're still there, but I had to give the doctor a chance to respond to that statement that you made.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
Well, I do agree with that.
Good.
If a child has got those problems and they need to be dealt by through this weight loss jab, that's all very well.
Yes.
But and then movement can be done. That can actually have a less chance of going on that jab because they're having the movements by somebody's help.
Absolutely. I appreciate the call, Debbie. Thank you very much. I wouldn't normally interrupt a call, but because we had the doctor there, I thought, let's just check if Debbie's right or not. Thank you so much. Let's go to Deborah in Buckinghamshire. Hi, Deborah. Your daughter had a problem with her weight.
Yes, she did, for many, many years. Hi, Vanessa. Can I just say what a fantastic show?
Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you. We love doing it. I can't tell you how much we like doing it, so I'm glad you like watching it. That's brilliant news. Thank you so much.
Love it.
Thank you. Tell me about your daughter. So she was struggling.
Yes, she did. And as a family,
Yeah.
we suffer from what we used to laugh jokingly call hanger pains. Now, they're real. They are real. We're constantly hungry.
Yeah.
And she battled with her weight for years and, was depressed and down about it. And if there had been this jab, I absolutely would have gone down that line.
Yeah. How's she doing? How's she doing now, Deborah? How's she doing with weight now?
Oh, she's grown up, got children of her own. She's but still battles with it, although she does now work out. She's older and obviously wiser. But there were times when they did go down the route of using alternative things to suppress their hunger, which I don't think was very... You find out these things later on in life.
Yeah. Deborah, I think Dr. Dean wants to come in again. What would you like to say, Doc?
Sorry, it's a really interesting point, these hanger pains. They're really terrible, aren't they? But it's also worth noting that the injection isn't, it's not an easy fix. The injection mimics the human body. So we give you a chemical that mimics you feeling full. So imagine slowing down your stomach, feeling really nauseous, getting indigestion and not wanting to eat. Well, that's actually how it works. So you're replacing the hanger pain with an overfull, I don't want to eat, sick feeling. So actually the injection doesn't just make you not want to eat and you feel fine. It's not an easy fix.
Thank you, Doctor, very much. Deborah, thank you. Lovely to talk to you, and thank you for being so nice. You were charming. Thank you. Let's go to Raju in London. Hi, Raju.
Hi there, Vanessa. Lovely talking to you.
Nice talking to you. What do you think about this? Do you think jabs for kids just means it takes away their embarrassment, their shame, and then maybe releases them into the gym and they can sort of start discovering a different, healthier kind of life?
So, Vanessa, this is what I think.
Yeah.
I think that children are still growing and their body is changing in so many ways, as is their brain development. And I strongly feel that the long-term implications of these weight loss injections has not yet been fully explored. I would like the focus to be on promoting better education not only to parents-to-be and children in schools and just wider society, but also healthcare professionals. I would like to, for doctors in their 5-year or 6-year training at medical school, to receive more training on nutrition so that they can advise people in society on what is best for them to eat to avoid getting obese in the first place. It's a serious metabolic condition, and if people have better education, they can use these preventative measures and avoid the problem in the first place.
Appreciate the call, Reggie. I'm just going to move on because I want to fit in a few more calls, but I really appreciate that one. Let's go to Jennifer in Kent. Jennifer, how do you feel about this one?
Hello, Vanessa.
Hi.
Well, the thing is, not only is it not an easy fix, for some people it isn't a fix at all. I have been on the Mounjaro pen for nearly 2 years now because I'm on insulin.
Right.
And although it has regulated my blood glucose, I have not lost 1 pound in weight. It does not take away my hunger. It doesn't make me feel nauseous. And I'm devastated because of medical reasons, I can't have bariatric surgery.
Right. Jennifer, do you need to lose weight? Are you overweight?
Well, yes. When you were in your younger days, Vanessa, everybody used to mistake me for you.
Oh gosh, so I know what it's like. So as everybody knows, I wrestled with my weight and lost the bout every single time. You're absolutely right. So you'd like to lose weight. You're on the jabs, but they're not helping you in terms of weight loss. Let's quickly bring in Dr. Dean, who really is working and singing for his supper today. Dr. Dean, I hear you were nodding along to that. Is that not surprising that it's not working for Jennifer in terms of weight loss?
Hi, Jennifer. I'm sorry to hear about your story, but this is quite common to hear. So there are two particular drugs that can cause huge amounts of weight gain, and that's insulin and a tablet called gliclazide, or tablet similar to gliclazide. For the reason being that the way they work is to take the sugar out of your bloodstream and to force it into cells in your body. So essentially you're taking one drug that hopefully should make you feel less hungry and eat less, and then you're taking another drug that takes all the sugar out of your system and sticks it into the cells in your body and might drive a little bit more hunger. So whilst you're taking insulin, you are going to struggle with your weight. So speaking to your doctor, speaking to your hospital doctor, there might be a balance then between the insulin and the tirzepatide Mounjaro that you're talking about, which might then tip you slightly into the losing weight category. But it's a delicate balance. So have a chat with your doctor and that might find you some help.